Hello guys and welcome. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing us how to design this beautiful and simple new month e-flyer design using Photoshop CC 2018. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So guys, heading over to Photoshop, I'll be creating my new workspace and I'll head over to create new. And for my dimension, I'm going to be using a 1080 by 1080 pixel, a 300 resolution and RGB color mode, and I'll head over to create. First and foremost, I'm going to be creating my gradient background, and to do that I'm going to click here, head over to gradient and apply this. So guys, this is an already formed gradient, but I'll be dropping the code in the down description below. And don't forget guys, all the resources I'm going to be using for this design will also be found in the link in the down description below, so do make use of it. Head over to OK, and first of all I'm going to be bringing in my image, and I'm just going to drag and drop, and I'm going to resize it in my free transforms. I'm going to position this right here, and I'll select my text tool and color to white, and I'm going to be using this font. Avokin. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm just going to type so I'm going to make a duplicate of this by hitting Ctrl J on my keyboard, and I'm going to move this down. And I'm going to change this to months. Sorry, that's the wrong spelling. And for my font I'm going to be using, I don't really know this, I'm going to be using this font here, and I will size this a little bit more. Still have to resize this a little bit more, and I'm going to select both of my text layer and bring it in beneath my image. I'm going to align this to the center. I'm going to select both text and try to increase this rationally. I think I'm okay with this. I'll have to bring this down a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to be adding an effect to this particular text, and to do that I'm going to right click on the layer, head over to blending option, and head over to bubbles and above, and I think I'm going to leave my setting just the way it is. My size is 7 and my soften is at 16 bit overall. So I'm going to be bringing in my image, which says Well, come to September. I'm going to reduce the text size to, let's say, 10. And for my fonts, guys, I'm going to be using this, and I have to increase my text size to 14. I think this is better. So next, I'm going to be applying a camera raw filter on our image right here. But before that, I'll have to rename the layer. Select all this, push it down a little bit. Now select my image layer and I'll hold over to filter, camera raw filter, and I'm going to be applying some special effect on this image to make it pop. My contrast, I'm going to set my contrast to 10. I'm going to set my shadow to -7. Yeah, -7 is okay. My texture to 10. My clarity, I'm going to set this to 20. For the vibrance, I'm going to set this to 10. Saturation is going to be 10 as well. Now just click OK. So guys, you see the difference now. So next thing, I'm going to be bringing in my logo. Like I said earlier, guys, the resources will be made available for those who are willing to practice with it. So simply make use of the link in the down description below. So I'm going to be bringing in this, and I'm going to be positioning it here. Reduce this a little bit. I think this is okay. So I have to make my image a little bit, and I'm going to push it up more, just like so. And I'm going to be adding a Gaussian blur to this, because I wouldn't want it to be that sharp on the design. So I'll head over to my filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I think I'm okay with this, just 10, and I'll hit over with OK. I'm going to be bringing in this Instagram 3D icon. I'm going to be placing this over here. To reduce this a little bit. I'm also going to be applying a Gaussian blur to this. Head over to filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I'm okay with the radius as well, 10. So I'm going to be bringing in my ribbon. This right here. I'm going to rasterize this layer. I'm going to pick my polygon lasso tool and cut out a little bit of this ribbon. I'm not going to use all actually. So I'm just going to trace this carefully. I'm going to click on layer Y copy. So I'm going to delete this right here, and I'm going to rename my layer to ribbon. So I'm going to place this right here gently, and I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard and duplicate this as well. Ctrl T on my keyboard to resize this. I'm going to duplicate this again. Just like so. And I'm going to make these ones smaller than the rest. And I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard and duplicate this. Make this a little bit bigger. So with that done, I think I still need to duplicate this a little bit. I still need to duplicate this more. I think I'm okay with this. So I'm just going to select all the layers, put them in a group, and convert this to a smart object. So I'm going to be applying a blur effect on all the ribbons around. So I'll head over to my filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I think I'm okay with the radius as well, 10. I'll hit OK. So actually guys, this is just a simple design and a very quick one. So we are not going to waste much of our time in here. And lastly, I'm going to be adding an overlay to this background. Here is my overlay image, and I'm just going to drag and drop and scale this really big. I think I'm okay with this. So I will be rasterizing this layer. Head over to my image adjustment and desaturate. I'm going to change my blend mode to soft light. and I'm going to be adding a Gaussian blur to this as well. So I head over to my filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I have to increase my radius this time around. So I think I'm okay with 60. And I will reduce my opacity to 80 and my fill to 80 as well. So you see that special effect it applied. We are eventually getting to the end of this tutorial. It's not going to be a really long tutorial. So I still have to add one more thing, which is something like a glass effect, a transparent glass effect here, where I'll be writing my wish box. So to do that, I'll have to select all my layers and put them in a group. So I'm going to duplicate this group for reference purpose. And I'm going to hide this and make use of this. So I'm going to convert this particular one to a smart object. And I'm going to pick my rectangle tool and draw just like so. And I'm going to I think this is okay for me. So what I'm basically going to do is duplicate this and drag this over to my rectangle. So I'm going to power clip the whole of this into this rectangle. I'm going to be adding a Gaussian blur to this. Head over to my filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I'm going to reduce my I think 15 is okay by me. Click OK. Without done, I'm going to select my rectangle layer, right click, head over to the blending option. I'm going to choose outer glue. My quality in the setting is okay for me. And head over to my stroke, change this to white. Now I'm going to reduce my opacity to, let's say, 50. Still need to work on my glue. I'll be adding a shadow to this as well to make it look realistic. I think I'm okay with my settings here. As you can see, 535. click on OK. So for my last text, I will be typing in my wish for the audience. Don't worry guys, I'm still going to change the font for this. I'm going to select all this, and the font I'm going to be using is called Montserrat, and I'm going to choose the medium italics. And for my leading, I'm going to choose that to auto. I'm just going to reduce this so as to fit into my rectangle. And I'm going to be adding a drop shadow to this text, not too strong. I think I'm okay with the settings right here. So I'll click on OK. So guys, I don't think there's any other thing left to be done. Basically, that was how we achieved this beautiful new mode e-flyer using Photoshop CC 2018. Thanks for staying up this time, and do well to subscribe, turn on your bell notification button so as to get notified whenever I post my next tutorial online.